This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a happy and a blessed Sunday. And in the news this morning for February 12, 2023, mechanic shot during alleged confrontation with police in Savannah, Lamar. A mechanic was fatally shot during an alleged confrontation with the police along the Landalo Main Road in Savannah, Lamar, Westmoreland on Saturday morning. The deceased has been identified as 51-year-old Dave Anthony McKenzie of Hibiscus Avenue, Highgate in St. Mary. The incident occurred around 3:50 a.m., during which a 1 Glock pistol and a magazine containing 4.40 rounds of ammunition were reportedly seized. The matter has been reported to the Independent Commission of Investigations and the Inspectorate of Professional Standards and Oversight Bureau. 72-hour curfew imposed in Denham Town. A 72-hour curfew has been imposed in sections of Denham Town in West Kingston, where there has been an upsurge in violence. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Saturday and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Tuesday, February 14. The boundaries of the curfew are as follows: north along Racecourse Lane, Blunt Street, from the intersection of Little King Street, traveling to the fence line, forming the Golden Heights housing development. In addition, the northern and eastern sections of Racecourse Lane, traveling south along a paved gully and continuing to the intersection of William Street and Upper Rose Lane. East along Rose Lane from the intersection of William Street, continuing south along Rose Lane to the intersection of Beeston Street and Rose Lane. South along Beeston Street from Rose Lane, continuing west along Beeston Street to the intersection of Spanish Town Road and the southwest along Spanish Town Road to Little King Street, excluding the Denham Town High School and the Denham Town Police Station. West along Little King Street from Spanish Town Road to the intersection of Racecourse Lane, Blunt Street. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized in writing by the ground commander. 17-year-old student gunned down in Rima, cops name person of interest. A 17-year-old student was shot dead by gunmen in an area known as a Top Scheme in Wilton Gardens, more popularly known as Rima Kingston 12, on Friday night. He has been identified as Jamor McKenzie from Racecourse Lane in Denham Town in the parish. Police have since named a man known as Price Wright as a person of interest in connection with the killing. Police said about 9:15 p.m., residents of Top Scheme heard gunshots. McKenzie was later found on the side of the road suffering from gunshot wounds. He was taken to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The police are asking Price Wright to report to them by 6 p.m. Sunday. West Kingston police name person of interest in elderly woman's murder. The Kingston Western Police have named a person of interest in connection with a Friday night's killing of an elderly woman in the division. 65-year-old Barbara Walters, a resident of Slap Pen Road, Kingston, was killed as she stood at her gate. The police have named a man known as Hard as a person of interest in connection with the killing. The police say they are asking Hard to turn himself in by 6 p.m. Sunday, February 12. It was reported that around 10:15 p.m., residents heard gunshots and later found the now deceased lying on the ground at her gate, suffering from a gunshot wound. She was rushed to the nearby Kingston Public Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Higher positions pushing women to steal, says Samaj. Prominent psychiatrist Dr. Lakem Samaj is arguing that the reason the country is seeing an increase in financial crimes being committed by women is due to women taking on more managerial roles. In an interview with the news, Samaj suggested that with more women in leadership roles and having access to funds they would not have otherwise, it stands to reason the country is reporting more women being charged for financial crimes. Samaj added that the reason women are increasingly occupying more managerial roles is due to a greater number of women graduating from tertiary institutions than men. There have been some significant demographic shifts in Jamaica over the last 20 years. If you look carefully, you'll see the women have been outperforming men in high school and at the tertiary level. The University of the West Indies, it's about 80% that is female, and all our tertiary institutions are well above 75% female, Samaj said. Not too long ago, Jamaica was listed as the place where the largest number of female managers existed, so you see that women have been positioned in a manner that they could more easily access resources in a way that only men had those kinds of options before, he stated, referencing a 2015 study by the International Labour Organization. Therefore, Samaj proposed that these businesses must put better systems in place to safeguard their customers' investments. Additionally, the psychiatrist stated that financial institutions could also look to psychometric assistance in an effort to get a better understanding of the people they are hiring. It has been used for the last 75 years because it is so effective in terms of identifying people who are predisposed to behave in a particular manner. We call it an integrity test because what you are measuring is integrity. Very few companies have been using those kinds of systems, so we expect a lot more of that now will come about when you start to hear more and more issues in terms of white-collar crime, Samaj said. After Sagicor's Malika McLeod and Tricia Moulton, National Commercial Bank's Kadeen Thomas, and the Clarendon businesswoman Sheila Johnson's cases were brought to the public's attention, some Jamaicans openly voiced the lower level of trust they now have for financial institutions generally. A woman has also been implicated in the disappearance of billions of dollars from financial firms' stocks and the Securities Limited, but no action has been taken against her so far. With those cases in mind, and echoing Samaj's statements, a senior police officer connected to the Jamaica Constabulary Forces Fraud Squad, speaking on condition of anonymity, revealed that over the years he has seen an increase in the number of women being charged with such crimes. A lot of women have been involved in fraud. For the bigger frauds, more women are going to school, and when you look, for example, at the business field, you have more women and they are getting the jobs over the men. They are in charge, he explained, adding that financial fraud is the biggest crime in Jamaica. The detective sergeant went on to say that financial fraud leads to other crimes, including murders and shootings. Fraud leads to everything else. One of the most important things is that fraud can destabilize the economy because fraud can cause investors to pull out. And also, because of fraud, people start to panic, and if they may make a run on the financial institutions, what will happen? The economy is going to crash, the lawman said. However, the police officer noted that, despite Jamaica's high murder rate, people were not withdrawing their investment. But he said when people believe that their money is in danger, they will start to panic, and then we are going to have a problem. He added that fraud-related crimes are treated almost like a misdemeanor, which often encourages repeat offenders. They are getting 3 months, 4 months, or 9 months imprisonment. It's like a free-for-all. You can just do the crime, hide the money, and then you come back and you're all right, he said. He further advised the people looking to invest their money to do so after they have conducted a thorough investigation. So part of the responsibility is on you. Information is available for you to look up and look at their track record. And if they are on the stock market, you can get information from the stock exchange about that company and just look at their performance over time and see if it is something that you want to be involved in, the detective sergeant said. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.